At the family reunion,
Reunion.
who
Oh
we
my god.
introducing? Who we introducing? Who we introducing? Hey, I'm Van, and I am the host. I hope you like this path. Uh, hope you like it the most. Shit.
Yeah, and I
At
am
the
Trace.
family reunion.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not even doing that right.
That's
Trace
fine.
was like echoing me while I was doing it, so I was
Oh,
confused. I didn't know if there was a
I
delay.
figured there might be a little lag, so I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh well. I've been thinking about doing that since I contacted you to come on the show, Dub. Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome to Path
Jesus.
97. We'll just stop that train wreck before it goes any further. Before Trace has to subject himself to that, and especially before
that's
Dub has to subject herself to that.
yeah. I'm definitely not doing
Um.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
Dub wasn't gonna participate.
Yeah. And that was a yeah. I just wanted to do it because whenever we get together, I always think of that song in my head.
it.
That's the only thing I like fond memory I have from like thinking of Nick Cannon's Wild 'N Out.
Yeah,
So I
we
just don't
actually
give
really
him much
liked that
thought.
show.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, so Van, host, go ahead and introduce yourself on the far side of the bench.
I'm Trace. T Dub Projects on Facebook, but or just T Dub, whatever you want.
And I'm Alex. Just Alex.
That's Dub.
That's
That's
Dub.
Dub.
It
There we go.
does. Yeah. There you go.
That's my Dub right there. Dub, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in a
Yeah, it's
while.
been forever.
I know. No, I've been doing good. Just working.
You've been
That's really it.
how's so you're like a pilot now, right?
Yeah, I'm a pilot.
Don't you work? You work for Southwest
I
down there
do
in
work for Southwest.
in Dallas. What is it called? Dallas, just Dallas Airport, Dallas International.
Yeah, I just love field down there.
Love Field.
Love field. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Do people ever like
That-
get caught having sex on that field?
Not that I've heard.
I feel like that's a fair question. Someone,
I've-
I'm gonna go ahead and first off the bat of the episode, email. Someone let me know if that's a thing. I mean, come on, Love Field. Someone has to go and try and
Maybe.
make whoopee on that patch of grass. Is it a patch of grass or is it like pavement?
No, it's pavement.
Dude, it's like a concrete.
Wait, so
Yeah, I don't know
the airport itself is called Love Field.
Yeah.
Okay, in my head, when you said Love Field, I was picturing like from Wayne's World when they're like laying on the car when the plane goes over, like that part of the part of the
No.
airport, like where it's it's not an actual field. The airport itself is called Love Field.
Well, where they're laying at is not on the tarmac or anything. It's not on the ramp or
Well,
anything.
in that case, it will retract the email because I know for a fact people have been caught having sex in the airport for sure.
Probably.
That's for
Yeah.
sure happened before.
For sure.
Yeah. So hey, you know what? Speaking of Wayne's World, let's go ahead and get into the show because if the audience here didn't know, the three of us, second sister omitted. Whenever I ask her to come onto the show, she always yells at me. So we're just not okay. So she's great. She just doesn't want to be on microphone or camera. So it's fine. We all grew up together in the same
They're
household. Yeah,
siblings, right?
we're siblings, right?
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Like you, and then me, and then Trace over there. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, we grew up together, and I guess you're the only '90s kid of us, technically. I'd say.
Kinda, yeah.
You were born in '92, which also I feel like
Which,
people would be like,
that's
I
still
don't know if
kind
that
of-
counts.
Yeah.
But you were at least like I think you were 8 years old by the time it got to 2000. So like you had part of your childhood
a little
was
bit, yeah.
your
Little bit.
beginnings of your childhood were in the 90s. You know, foggiest of
Yeah.
your memories for sure because that was the earliest.
Yeah.
But
I don't
you know, I don't know. I was in '96, so like I feel weird saying that I'm a
Yeah.
'90s kid, even
You're
though I like a
more
lot.
like you 2000s.
Yeah, but it's more
Kid.
cool. I like the '90s better.
Yeah.
The '90s were way
It's
cool.
Cool, yeah.
Fun shapes and
cool.
colors always flying around. They always had weird shapes flying around, like Saved by the Bell
They
style.
really
What's up
did.
with
I
that?
don't know what that was about.
Longboards were a huge thing. Neon hats. Why not? I like it. But yeah. So and then Trace, obviously, you're younger than me, a year. So like,
Yeah,
also-
97. I couldn't walk in somewhere and be like, I'm a 90s kid. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's getting shot down for sure.
Right.
But
Uh,
early 2000s, late 90s kind of blended together into the same thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. I mean, 97's a lot different than 2000. You know what I mean? Like a kid in 2000,
True.
that's crazy.
So I want to talk about though this is why being a '90s kid I think is so cool, and this is definitely like I don't know, there might be a correlation for millennials because they were the '90s kids, true millennials for the most part. Uh, all the kids movies from the '90s are the all timeless classics, right? All of them. I mean, not all of them, like obviously, but like the ones I have on this list in my hand are. You let me know if you think timeless classic, or at least like, yeah, that's a plus movie for kids. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So the first one I have is Little Giants. Remember the Little Giants?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah, that
One of my
little,
favorites,
yeah,
dude.
That's a
that was a
fun
good
one,
one.
Rick
dude.
It's a fun
Moranis.
movie.
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis had a stranglehold on Hollywood there for a minute, man.
Favorite role of yours of him? What do you think? Oh, Honey, I Shrunk the
Probably Honey, I
Kids.
Shrunk the Kids for me.
That's a
Yeah.
'90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think of that's not on my list. I mean, wow.
I mean,
That's
I knew that one,
embarrassing.
but yeah, that's
I'm glad we said it at the same
a
time
good
at
one.
least.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a good one.
Mine is Little Shop of Horrors, obviously.
Yeah, I was thinking that one. I was like, I couldn't remember what it was
Also,
called.
one of my
Yeah,
favorite
that
Steve
one's good.
Martin roles as well.
The Flintstones.
Is he Barney Rubble in that?
Yeah.
I do like. I
I
mean,
think
I
I've
do
seen that.
like that movie.
Yeah, I think I've
It's
seen it
fine.
once, maybe.
It's just like it's if you love because here's another thing too. I think I don't know about you guys, but like I loved the older stuff when I was younger, as in like older in age or
Yeah.
older like in the past. Like I loved watching the Flintstones or like 1970s Scooby Doo. That was awesome.
Those were good.
So like
Yeah.
I loved like if the Flintstone movie with Rick Moranis, I feel like if you liked the Flintstones, you could see that because it's so goofy and campy and silly, but like it's the Flintstones.
Yeah.
It's a live action Flintstones.
Right, yeah.
You got John Goodman as Fred Flintstone. He's gonna give you an A+ performance.
Yeah, and the cartoon's bonkers, so like why can't the movie at least try to be like
Insane.
that? Like try to capture
Yeah,
the same wildness of it, I guess.
right. But anyway, Little Giants. What a
Oh,
film! Can we just say, so ahead of its time.
so yeah.
Yeah.
A girl on the football team. Can we just let's
Yeah,
just
dude.
start with that? That's pretty.
Icebox.
That's pretty dope.
Icebox, yeah, dude.
Icebox.
She was
Yeah,
badass too.
Who's his brother in the movie that's like he's an actor, right? Is it it's somebody, dude. I can't think
Al
of who it
something,
is.
isn't it? I know what you're talking about. Or not Al. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
man
yeah.
who
He
took it. That's his
plays
name.
Al Bundy.
I fucking forgot his
Oh,
name.
Rick Moranis' brother. You're saying in the movie?
Yeah, Rick Moranis
I
is in
forgot
the
his name.
movie. Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill,
Ed
of
O'Neill.
course.
I knew it was like
Yeah,
Ed.
Modern Family, dude.
Yes.
Like
well,
everybody
yes.
now would
So
be like,
many-
oh,
so
that's
many
the guy
shows.
from that's the dad from or the dad grandpa from Modern Family. It's like, that's the bad guy in Little Giants. That was one of the ones where like the child actors that they got in it were actually believable. And I was a little kid, but like it it read as like they're really bad at this and goofy and they feel like real
Yeah.
people. It didn't feel like
real
Yeah.
kids. Yeah.
actors acting goofy. It was like these feel like real people they just
They were like
found.
real.
The other thing
Oh no.
about these kids is like um they all had like their own character. I'm just looking through pictures now. I don't even remember half of this. Like there was a kid dressed up as a cowboy for like most of it. I don't even remember that.
A cowboy
And
kid.
then there's like one of the bigger kids that like always has the candy bar in his hand.
Yeah.
He's like wearing a Darth Vader helmet. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even like make that connection until I'm looking at it
wonder-
now. There's a kid wearing a motorcycle helmet. There's a kid wearing a hockey like a hockey
Yeah, I remember the hockey
helmet.
The
It's
quarterback
so-
was so cool. He was a cool kid that like joined their team. Or no, he was like a rebel, wasn't he? Like skateboarded or something.
Probably.
Yeah, and then
That's why she
isn't
thought.
there,
That's
like-
why she thought he was cool. Icebox was like, "Whoa, he's like super cool."
And then they got John Madden.
Yeah.
They got like
Probably,
the face
yeah.
of NFL to just like come in and do one little scene, and you're
But
like,
like a lot of those '90s sports movies had like a random athlete
how did
in
they-
there or two.
how did they even do that?
Indoctrination. They were just
But how
I
did
don't know.
Do you think those, like, honestly, do you think they paid him, or do you think they were just like, "Hey, we're shooting this movie. Do you want to be in it?" I mean, I'm
I
sure
could
they got
see
paid one way or
them. I could see
another.
them paying him, but I could also see him be like them asking him and being like, "Hey, we're making this movie about kids playing football, and they're like underdogs. Would you want to be in it? Like, would you be interested at all?" And he was like, "Oh, of course. Don't pay me. Like, this is an honor or something
Yeah, I
like
don't know
that."
what the budget for that movie was. Definitely kind of low. I don't
I
know,
can
but
tell
also
you.
like Rick Moranis and like all those guys were in there, so it couldn't have been.
What's
Do
the
you want to
budget?
I don't
guess?
know
The guess the budget
the
in
budget.
19. Think like
1994,
1994
1993.
kids
It had to be at least
comedy.
like in the low. It couldn't have been more
I
than
don't
like
even. I can't even
10
think of.
million.
I wasn't even gonna
It
go
had to
that
be like
high. I
it
was
had to
gonna
be like
maybe
a
say
few
like
million.
$5 million, like something. I
I'd
was
say
gonna say
20
something.
million. I'm gonna
I
say
was gonna say something crazy low.
20 million.
yeah,
Yeah, see, I knew I
20
was. I knew I was
million.
off. I knew I was
Okay,
off.
20
That
million.
was
It only made back 19.3 million, so it's actually a
a
bust at the
loss.
box. Yeah, they actually
really
lost money.
in the box
One of
office.
those movies
It's
that
probably because that
had
girl was playing on the team back in the '90s. I bet people were like,
people
"Nope."
people just couldn't accept that.
She was the
Couldn't do
kicker
it.
too,
Yeah,
but right? She was the kicker because she was really good at soccer.
No, no,
yeah.
Or am I thinking of
she
a different
she was a
movie?
I think so.
linebacker.
Icebox, duh.
Was she
She knocked
linebacker?
him.
Yeah,
She knocked him
she
out
came in
cold.
and was like the big hitter, and
That's
they're like,
right.
this girl,
I'm thinking of
because
Oh,
I'm thinking of something else.
she tries out for the
okay.
Cowboys, which is Ed O'Neill's team, and she's the best one there.
That's right, but
And he's
she's a
like, "Sorry,
girl.
Oh, he's
sweetie.
like, heck no.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
sweetie.
that's
We don't."
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what
That
a
makes
dick.
sense.
Becky O'Shea.
Becky O'Shea. Yeah, because his
Joe
name's Danny
Shea.
O. Danny O'Shea.
Danny O'Shea. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
that's what a great freaking movie that I'm gonna have to watch now.
I don't know, that movie's so many good memories in that one.
They
And it's
run
such a good
the
underdog movie. If you've never seen it, trust me, it's Rick Moranis versus Ed O'Neill. Like it's
yeah,
classic good guy versus bad guy, big guy like David versus Goliath. Like
yeah.
it's such
Mm.
a good. It's so good.
Sibling rivalry too.
The
So
And
that's like
cover's
it's got that
extra.
so
'90s
classic.
like campy, like kind of silly. There's pranks. There's a lot. There's always a kid wearing like holding a chocolate bar, which we will get into that also part of the culture. In the further in that decade. But yeah, it's such a fun movie. I hope it's still fun. I'm pretty sure I've seen it like within the last 4 years, and it's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
Damn.
If I
So
remember right, it holds up for sure.
nice. At least most of it holds up.
Right.
It's
There,
Rick Moranis. How
it,
bad can it be?
yeah.
Right? It's Rick Moranis.
There's always one line or one joke that
And I'll
just
go ahead and
dies.
I know we're supposed to say no spoiler alert, but like I'm sure that line probably comes from Ed O'Neill, which is expected. So not a
Mhm.
big deal. Not a big deal at all.
Here's a
Yeah.
quick question before we move to the next one. The trick play is called the annexation of Puerto Rico. What does that mean?
Because that nerdy kid is the one that thinks of it. The one that's like a super genius or something. The annexation of Puerto Rico.
I didn't know what annexation
remember
meant. Is
that.
that like them separate, like them fighting
Yeah,
for freedom
separating
or
from.
something? Or no, annex is like when you get kicked out.
So it was basically when the United States, at the end of the Spanish American War, is that right? Spanish American War, they invaded Puerto Rico. There wasn't a whole lot of resistance, and so I think a few American people died, but it basically ended with like the U.S. and Spain signing a treaty, like giving the United States to America, or giving Puerto Rico to America as a what do you
That
call
makes
that?
sense because they're part of the U.S.
Not a
So
state, but it's like a territory.
yeah.
It's basically like it was owned by Spain. We invaded and won, and basically Spain just gave it. So the annexation means like they. What does annexation mean? Does that mean they lost it or they gave it? Either way, that's what it is. It's when the U.S. got Puerto Rico from Spain. So like the play would be
That
like
makes
you are invading the defense with little resistance. I don't know why it would be called that. I don't remember what the play is.
it makes it even funnier that it's like a real thing. Like
It's a real
real
thing. No, yeah,
moment in
it's a
history.
real thing.
And
Yeah,
they
that kid was a
Probably
boiled it down
genius,
to
named it that.
and it
a
worked.
football trick play. That's so funny.
Was there a giant kid on that team, or am I thinking of Kicking and Screaming again?
Probably kicking and screaming.
That's Kicking and
Because
Screaming.
don't
They
they do
have
that? It's
Ambrose or
a
something.
mega human.
Yeah.
Mega person.
Ambrose and Byung Sun.
Yeah.
That's
I
Kicking
just
and
love
Screaming.
everyone in the crowd's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Like, they're
I
so
don't remember anything about
surprised.
that movie.
in
Oh,
the
Kicking and Screaming's a fun one.
in the
That's
Little
more our childhood.
Giants, the Little
Yeah.
Giants, they have on the Cowboys team. There's like a what's the guy in Rocky Four? The Russian guy.
Oh, Drogon.
I almost said Draco.
Dolph
They
Lundgren.
have that. They have like one of the like it's a a perfect human
Yeah.
guy is their
Oh
best
yes,
player.
because
yeah.
he's like,
He's
because
got
remember
like the crew
he
cut,
goes
or
to
his
the
dad's
kid's
got a crew
house.
cut.
They just moved in, and he goes to the kid's house, and he's like carrying an entire like couch by himself or some shit. He's like,
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
like supposed to be like a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like 10,
He's like
and he's just like
ginormous.
6 feet tall and
Just
buff.
kidding.
I do remember that because he walked out of the moving van. I'm pretty sure. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that
Oh, it's been a
such a
minute.
good movie. Such a good
Oh,
movie.
all right. Let's go to the next one. It's also. I mean, this is definitely on this list. It's definitely like the most classic, The Sandlot, 1993. I mean,
Yeah,
That's a good
that's a
one.
big movie. I think it's still a big
That's a
movie.
big-
Do kids still watch this
that's
movie?
I think
'Cause it's
I think it's like
fantastic.
one of those that
Probably, maybe.
I think it runs on TV a lot, which sounds like
I
a bad
think
thing,
it
but
does.
I
No, I think
I
it's
think it's
great.
on a lot.
So good. The Fourth
It's
of July
that's one I
game.
haven't seen in a while.
I want to go play baseball on 4th of July and look at all the fireworks for the night game.
Yeah,
that'd be
The
dude.
fun.
one night game of the summer. That's so cool.
And the other thing about it is most of these guys, but mostly Ham that plays the catcher.
Yes.
I see him on YouTube and stuff all the time. He like
Yeah.
travels to baseball games and stuff and like keeps up like
That's so
memes
cool.
from the movie, and like they'll like reenact they'll do like the lip reading scenes where like he'll read his part and like
Mm.
some random
Yeah.
MLB player will read the others, and it's like
You're killing me,
this
Smalls.
is like he is capitalizing fully on it,
That's
and
great.
they still
Good
get
for him. He
together and
should.
stuff.
It's a
Yeah,
great movie. I think it's so much fun. And the very end with
It's a good
the
movie.
chase. Oh my gosh, the chase at the end is so nerve wracking.
yeah,
He's like jumping
I
over tables and all that stuff.
yeah
Oh,
Yeah.
ooh, just thinking about it, just
I
like, ooh, run, boy,
I
run.
love dogs, but this movie had me afraid of like wooden fences where you could hear the chain getting
Yeah,
pulled. That dude, that for
Mm,
a long time freaked me out.
dude.
Walking by a
This is
fence with a dog behind it.
definitely the movie where I started thinking that girls were pretty hot. 'Cause
Yeah.
that lifeguard, woo
Yeah.
she
mm.
was smoking. When I was like 14, I was like, damn, look at that lifeguard. And then I became a
Yeah.
lifeguard, and I never had to kiss anyone. Luckily, I never had to give CPR to anyone. So that
Yeah.
never happened to me in real life, which is
Yeah.
good.
That's good.
Thought it would have happened like the movie. But that, other than that scene though, which is kind of a pervy scene, it has nothing to like. They're not really like. They're not gonna start dating. I mean, she gives him like
Yeah.
a weird like wink at the end, which is kind of weird. Because like
It is kind of a
she's like
weird.
approving of the behavior,
Yeah.
which is interesting. And but the second Sandlot movie, which is back 2005, is when this movie came out.
Oh.
So it's a late.
Mm.
That's almost about 10 years later. I think it's like 11 actually, but that one actually had girls like when it was like an actual like boys and girls like starting to like have crushes and
Right.
think about kissing, you know? But I
Mhm.
don't know. The second Sandlot movie is interesting because it's the first one takes
Yeah.
place in the 60s. The second one takes place in the 70s, which I like over the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I like the aesthetic of the 70s a lot. I don't like the gas shortage though. That
I
would have
liked
been
that.
rough.
I liked that the dad was like a rocket scientist in the second one,
That was pretty cool.
and so
Mm.
that
I
was
don't
like
remember
the
much
big.
about the second.
It was
That
more
was the big
action
problem.
packed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that
was
makes
more like
sense.
it was more like poppy, I guess. There was a lot more
To me,
going
it,
A lot
on.
going on.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
The
felt
first
That makes
one's very
more.
like my stepdad is pretty strict and I can't go into his office, but I can go out and get my mitt and go to the baseball field with my friends, my new
Mhm.
friends. But the second one's like, we're going here, we're going there. We got swimming pools, we got girls, we got
There was
this
more
and
like
that.
set
The
pieces.
the fence was
Yeah,
no longer
true.
there. It was not a fence. It was a wall of like appliances, old
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
appliances, right?
Wow,
Like
I
it was
never
a
thought
Oh,
about
yeah,
that.
that's
like
right.
it was like a junkyard because there was like a dishwasher they looked through. I think at one point or
Yeah,
a
that's right.
dryer.
Yep.
Because I always thought that was interesting that it was now. Because in the end of the first one, they're like, he's cool now, right? The dog's cool. They didn't say they took the fence down. Well, he knocked the fence down actually in the first one.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
he
that's
did
why.
knock it
And
down.
that's why they built the wall of appliances so that the dog
Yeah.
couldn't knock over the wall because it was so heavy. I don't know. I just thought the second one. I have a theory on it that I think, and I know I'm wrong, but the Sandlot 2, I think, was one of the first, like when they really like pushed a nostalgic sequel to a movie, like a nostalgia remake of a movie from our childhoods.
Right.
It wasn't the first. Obviously, there's been remakes of movies
But
before,
wow,
but of
you
the
make a
I think
really
it's
good
I think
point
it's the
though.
I think it might be the first modern of that, of like a nostalgia remake movie trying to bank off of the original, off of just pure nostalgia of the original. That's what's banking this movie, I think.
Yeah. And it really was trying to
Could
like
be.
grasp the
I don't know.
magic of the first one, and there's just no chance of that.
You
There's
can't. You
no
just can't do it.
way.
There's too many
The
things that
first
happen
one,
off the set as much as on the set that affects so many
right?
things that like no one could ever replicate again.
Is the
Sorry.
Sandlot a book?
There's probably a book
I
version
don't
of it.
know.
I have a
The
book
the
version
movie
of some movies.
the movie is so well written, and like the characters' names are fun, and like they stick with you,
Yeah.
and everybody's little backstory and stuff. I remember watching it and always being impressed with, or it was one of the first movies I remember having the like freeze frame of like characters and like what happened to them
Oh
in the
yeah.
future,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the
I
text you had to read.
feel like
And I thought,
yeah.
and I loved the scene of where they showed Benny in the major league stealing a base or whatever, stealing
Yes,
home.
dude.
I was like, wait, did that guy really go to the major leagues? Like I couldn't comprehend that that was just like also a scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
And then
that's
the
so
main character
freaking
is the
cool.
announcer. That was such a cool
Yeah,
reveal. Such a cool reveal at the
Mm.
end. Because he looks
there
up
was
and
so
he
much
gives him a
cool
thumbs
stuff
up,
in
and then
it.
the guy down there he gives him a thumbs up down, and you're like, holy shit, that's so. They're still friends. That's
Yeah.
And that
awesome.
was
That's
that
just.
guy's brother too. That's just crazy.
Oh man, just thinking about
That
that
was
makes me
Benny's
all
actual
warm, doesn't
brother.
it? Doesn't that just make you feel good just thinking
Oh
about that?
yeah, the actor in the major league scene is Benny's brother in real life, right?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
way.
Oh
Yeah, it's his
yeah,
little brother.
I
Wow.
I knew that at one point, but wow, I forgot about that.
I did not know that. That's super
Mm-hmm.
cool. Holy
So
cow,
awesome.
dude! The Sandlot's so good,
That's cool.
and he taught you how to. I mean, the classic. You're killing me, Smalls. And the
Oh
s'more
yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's I mean the classic. All the dude. Forever.
Oh my God, I
Mm.
hear that all the time. It seems
Forever.
like.
But you gotta do it like that. You gotta go. For. Give me hey.
You gotta get
Future
a.
van. Future van. Zoom. Zoom. I want full face. Ready? I'm gonna do it like this. Forever. 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 And then you
That's how it
just
is.
do it like that. You go boom and then
That was pretty
boom and
good.
then boom like that. Just do that.
They also did the that kid is an L7 weenie, and I was like,
Oh,
I was like,
That's a
whoa,
good
I've
one.
never heard that before.
dude, they played like the real baseball players. And they just kicked their asses. Oh, so
Yeah.
good,
Oh yeah.
so good. Their kids are
Is
kicking
it?
dirt.
Man, I feel like I'm like blending 1 and 2 together now. Is it? Did they go to the carnival in the first one? And they're all
Yes,
Yeah.
chewing
they
tobacco,
have chewing
Tobacco, and they throw
tobacco
up
at
on
the
the
and they all
carnival.
ride.
throw up. Oh my
Oh my,
God.
They have
just
chewing
fucking.
tobacco at the carnival. That's so because they want to feel like real baseball players, which is very
Oh, that's
relatable.
so nasty.
Like when you get Big
Yeah,
League
I mean,
Chew, you'd be like, dude, this is
they.
just like what the baseball players
Yeah.
use. It's so crazy.
I think the second one tried too hard to do it, and they did do it sometimes, but like the first one captured like being a kid
yeah.
kind of on your own accord so well of just like
second one-
rolling with your
Yeah.
boys
The second
somewhere
one
to
felt
like
like they were at a carnival because there was a carnival in the first one. And I
yeah
don't like that kind of
Right.
repetition
Yeah.
is not I don't like that. You find a new
They should have
place for
gone
them to
like
go.
somewhere else.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
cuz kids love the carnival and that's the summer, so like there's carnivals. That is a thing that kids do. But like
It
why
is a
not go to
thing.
like a water park or a Six Flags?
Yeah.
Go to like an amusement park. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's what kids do that. I mean, I guess you can't go like by yourself as a kid to like an amusement park. But
or like
I don't know.
us like go to a swimming hole, like go to a local lake, like or like a
Yeah.
beach. Go to the beach, and just
Oh
just
yeah, beach
another
would have been
moment.
good. Yeah, beach would have been cool. I don't
Like if
know.
they could have rode their bikes, tossed them on the sand, and then just like ran to the
Yeah.
water, that people would have been like, hey, like they'd have been tripping over people's stuff, and
Yeah.
that would have been a good. That
Yeah,
would have been a
yeah.
good
I don't
scene,
know.
I
That's a
think.
good
I just
one.
feel like it definitely it didn't hit me until right before we started that I just thought like this is like one of the first of the modern nostalgia remakes. I'll put the email back up. I'm retracting the retraction. It's going back up, and I just let me know if you think you agree with me or if you have another example of what you think would be an earlier modern nostalgia remake. I'm sure like there's still 2005, so there's still 5 years before that. But anyway, let's move on
I
to the
know we're
next
going to
movie.
talk about other movies, but I know I'm going to watch The Sandlot tonight. Like I just have to. It's been too long.
So good.
Classic.
And that one, have you guys seen this one? This one, I feel like some people don't know this one exists, but Heavyweights.
Yeah, I've seen that a
Oh,
handful of times.
it's
Yeah,
like
Ben
That one's
Stiller.
the Fat Camp one.
Fat
Is that
Camp
what it
one, yeah,
is?
Fat
yeah,
Camp.
that one's
Oh
like
my god.
under the
I think you can
radar
say that if
type
you're talking about the
movie.
movie Heavyweights. You can say Fat Camp if you're talking about the movie.
Yeah,
It is
I
unfortunately,
could be
fat.
wrong. I could be wrong, but
that's what it's like
I mean, that's what
marketed
it is.
as,
It's the
right?
that's what it
whole
Yeah, I
in
mean
the
it's
context of the
thing.
movie. That's what they call it every single
Yeah.
time it's mentioned. They call it Fat Camp.
right.
It's
Oh, it's on the nose. There's no
and
dancing around.
No, there's no.
I like it. I
It's
think it's a
exactly
good
what it sounds
movie.
like.
It is a good
It's
movie.
actually I feel like
Not
it's
bad.
I'm sure there's parts of it that you're like, ooh, that's kind of cringy, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
overall, like I think it's pretty wholesome, and I think
Yeah.
Ben Stiller is such a good villain in that movie.
He really
Yeah.
is.
He plays like such a good because that's also when I first because I didn't see that movie for a while, maybe when I was younger, but like that was the first one when I realized like Ben Stiller's in really good shape.
Yeah.
He's one of those like comedic
Oh, yeah,
actors like that you wouldn't think would be like really like he's really in shape all the time. Like
Well,
who's that other one from The Office? Steve Carell. Like Steve Carell's pretty well
yeah,
built.
he's in
You
shape.
just it's
Yeah.
just I don't know. But
Isn't there's a
yeah.
theory of like his character from Heavyweights being the same as White Goodman? Like he reinvented himself and
Oh,
opened the gym
Probably.
I could
because
totally see that.
the like logo of the camp is like a guy in a globe, like standing in a globe, and he's wearing a
Global
purple
Gym,
shirt.
yeah.
No
Yeah,
way.
it's similar, dude. It's pretty similar.
That's
So people are like,
crazy. I love that.
I don't remember how the movie like ends or like if he gets
He falls off
just
a
like
cliff, I think.
Oh,
I can't remember.
I was gonna say
No,
maybe
I
like
don't
the
know.
I don't
kids
know.
just like
yeah.
There's that
running
part
out
where
of
he
town or
takes them
something.
hiking up that hill, and there's that tree that has the branch over the cliff, and he does like pull ups
Yeah,
off of
you
it.
on it?
Dude, it's so good.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I
it in a
can't
very long time.
I
It's
haven't
been a
either.
bit. It's been a bit for me.
It has the guy from the Mighty Ducks
I haven't even
who
seen that movie.
gosh, what's his name? That
Oh,
had unfortunately had a drug problem, but now he's recovering, which is good.
congrats. Good job. Keep
Sean
going.
Sean Sean Weiss,
Weiss.
I don't know.
Sean Wise?
Keenan Thompson.
Kenan
So yes,
Thompson?
Keenan Thompson is
Good
in that
one.
movie. He's great in that movie. Also, I want to say Tony at a post-credit scene, he is seen as a
Post credit.
unsuccessful like door-to-door salesman selling healing crystals to people. Which could
Oh.
I mean honestly like that's what he does right after, and that's gonna
Uh-huh.
fail, and he's going to like he's gonna knock on someone's door. It's probably gonna be what's that the buff dude, Michelle. He knocks on
Yeah.
the door. It's
Michelle,
Michelle.
yeah.
He tries to sell him crystals, and Michelle's like, "You need to
Wait, was
work
that
out
in
more or
Heavyweights or
something."
was that
And then-
Dodgeball though?
no, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm
But
saying
he's trying to connect the two.
I'm trying to figure out how
Oh,
to connect
okay.
them.
He's fusing.
Yeah, so at the end of
Yeah.
Heavyweights, he tries to sell Michelle healing crystals. That's how they meet. And then Michelle invites him to he's like, I'm a trainer. I could train you. And he's like, cool. I like to work out and be healthy. And so he goes to the gym, and then they like become friends. And then, yeah, and then you cut to Dodgeball. Like 15 years later.
Yeah.
Let's say, let's say 15 years later. Fuck it. Let's just do it. 15 years later.
Yeah.
And then boom. Because that makes it even creepier that he's going after that woman in Dodgeball. because he's like older.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that makes it even
Yeah.
creepier. But he's so
It's weird.
well. He's so in shape, and he probably does like prosthetic stuff for his face that he like looks younger. I like this. This makes him more of a bad guy. Yeah.
It does.
It's been a while since you've been on the show, Dub.
Yes.
We
It's been a minute.
was the last time we did this that you did the show. Were we in California?
Yeah.
We were in our Airbnb.
Yeah.
That was
Mhm.
so weird.
That was
I was-
really weird.
I was-
that
it
was
was
your idea,
fun.
though.
It was fun doing it. It was just weird because like as soon as we hit record, I was like, oh yeah, there's like other people in this Airbnb.
Yeah.
So like I was like, and the
I
walls
didn't
aren't like
think about it.
thick, but like I mean it wasn't that bad. No one said anything, so I mean we were fine.
Well,
we were
like,
like in our
technically,
own
we were
area.
well, yeah, that's
We
true.
were next to like the
Camera.
owner of the Airbnb, which was like separate from
Yeah.
everybody else, which was cool. He probably
Which
had
is kinda
cameras in
nice.
our room, but like he saw us eat crab
I don't think
unsuccessfully.
so.
That's all he saw. So
I don't think you can put cameras in bedrooms though in Airbnbs. I think it's can't bedrooms and like bathrooms.
secret cameras, obviously though.
Got you.
Yeah, like in the painting's eyes or some shit like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's crazy you did that because we weren't even like done with the trip. You were just like, let's just do it.
Well, it was the day to record. It was recording day,
Um,
so that's why I had to do it. I had to do that day, and we just got to the Airbnb, so I was like, let's just get this out of the way.
makes sense.
Next time we go, we should go on a hike, and I'll bring more equipment. And we can do it while we're hiking. And I'll actually go to the top of the canyon. I promise.
We're gonna go to the different one. We're gonna go to the one over by
Griffith Park.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. And I'll go to the
We gotta
top.
try
If it's for recording, if it's for content, I'll do anything. I'll go to the top of that mountain. Trace,
You heard it here first.
I
folks.
barely made it 50 feet up before I was like literally about to pass out from fear.
I had to convince them to go like
Dude,
to the
my
bench. There was
knees-
still like
oh,
20 feet.
No, there was like at least 200
wasn't.
feet
Yeah,
until
it was
the
like
edge of the
20
cliff.
feet.
I would not go closer. Dude, it was crazy.
You would
Driving
have.
from the
You would
bench
have
to the
loved.
cliff.
Just thinking about it makes my knees like tickle, and I hate it.
You would have loved hiking
Not my favorite
Cerro Gordo
views.
Peak with me and Terry. Like that wasn't scary in any. That
That'd
I
there
been
was
was no
cool.
danger. to
hyperventilating. I
that.
couldn't do
That'd
it.
have been cool.
Yeah,
Well, that was something else, Dub. You were snoozing when we
Yeah,
did
you were.
the peak.
I know,
Yeah.
but even when we were like hiking at one area, there was
Going to that
I was, like,
hoist house?
hyperventilating, I couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, thin air, man.
So good.
Thin air and like rocks that are just sliding, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah, no, I would have been horrible.
Speaking of rocks sliding, you remember that kid from the movie the Little Rascals?
Oh
1994, the kid who had the frog in his pocket. His
Yeah.
voice sounded like he had rocks sliding up and down his throat.
He did, yeah.
yeah, it did.
A little gravelly.
Was that real or was he
What's the
putting something
password?
on?
He was probably doing a voice. He's an
Yeah.
actor, child actor.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Dude, remember when their clubhouse burned down? In that movie, like the kids committed arson and burned down their clubhouse.
Did they burn it down?
The two bullies, didn't they burn that down? Or it burned down? No, I think it was an accident.
I don't
remember.
I think that was an accident.
It might have been an accident.
A lamp fell over, I think, right? The
I
lantern,
think
I mean?
someone had oh man, I don't remember now, but
I forgot.
I hope it's arson.
I think it. No. It was Alfalfa
I knew it had to be
set up
Alfalfa.
candles.
That fucker.
He set up candles for Darla.
Oh my gosh, he was
And
so in love. What a
There were
dork.
supposed to be no girls in there, and he set up the candles,
dude.
and one of them fell and it lit on
Yeah,
fire.
That's
right.
that's
I knew there was
literally
some...
the one rule is no girls, dude.
Well, also, it was
The
full of
one
hay in
rule.
there and everything.
Yeah, they're like sitting on hay bales
sure.
and shit.
It gets
One of-
cold. You
Dude,
need the hay.
I guess.
No girls allowed, dork. He went on a boat ride.
two scenes come to mind when somebody brings up that movie. First one bad, second one good. The first one is the gavel is like a can of beans or something,
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
and it hits it and it like explodes. I
Mhm.
hate that part. I don't know why. I thought that was so weird or nasty. I
Really?
don't know what I thought, but I just
Hmm.
hated that it was a can and it like food came out. I just hated that.
I kind of remember
And
that.
then
Yeah, I would have
when
hated
they're-
if a can of beans exploded on
Yeah.
me.
I-
after I
yeah,
did that.
I think
But
it
that's
was,
also like his fault
Spanky.
too.
yeah,
It was Spanky.
the
He's
the
the
two
Yeah.
fishing and their lines connect underneath.
Oh yeah,
And
then you start
they're going
back and forth.
Dude,
That is
I
so well
love
done.
that part. That is so
Anything with
funny.
those two in it is like a classic.
What?
Anything
Yeah,
with
I
those two in. Just
What?
like,
Once
you're
a
like
week.
that.
Dude, that part
Once
is
a
so
week, I do the
funny.
pickle thing. I got
Or
two
the I have
pickles.
a
I
dollar
got
thing.
two
I always
pickles. Yeah, I do
did
that
that
once
one.
a
Dude,
week, dude.
I am tickled pink right now. This is so
Yeah,
much
this
fun.
is
I love
so
talking about these
nostalgic.
movies.
Yeah, Little Rascals.
I've got a pickle. I've got a pickle. I've got a pickle. Hey, 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 hey. I've got-
But then I think
I
about
got
the original Our Gang, and like all those actors just had like a bad time.
Oh, dude, child actors
You know about
always
that?
have a bad time. They
I
always
know,
have a
but
bad
that
time. It
whole
sucks.
group, that's crazy
It
in
sucks,
the
dude.
original.
It's
Yeah.
horrible. I bet the original Little Rascals probably had an even worse time because it was like back in the 30s
No, they did.
or
That's what I'm
whatever.
saying. There was like a
Oh, you're talking
curse.
about the.
There's a
Oh, I thought you were
whole.
talking about the. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
No, the Our Gang. That's what it was called. I don't think it was
Oh,
called
wow.
Rascals. It was called Our Gang.
Yeah, I've
But
seen a
it's
little
the
bit of
Little
it. Or
Rascals. Yeah.
yeah, It's
It's from like
interesting.
the 30s, I think, or 40s.
Yeah, it's something like. I mean,
Like that.
somewhere down there, somewhere in
Yeah.
the golden era. But maybe the Little
Mm,
Rascals is the first nostalgia remake. No, because it's like 70 years later.
I don't
That
think
wouldn't make
so.
any sense. That's too far for it to be nostalgia. I think for it to
Yeah.
be a nostalgia grab, because that's what it is. Like 10 years after The Sandlot comes out, that's a nostalgia grab because the
Yeah.
kids that saw The Sandlot can now afford movie tickets. So like that's a nostalgia grab. I feel like. Little
And
Rascals,
Rascals is
no.
like the movie from a show too. Like Our Gang was a
Yeah,
show.
exactly.
This
Yeah,
is a movie.
it was a TV show
I'm not
back in the
So
day.
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
1922.
That sounds
Yeah, that
about
makes
right
sense
too.
because I
Yeah, that
think
makes
the guy
sense.
that played
Wowza.
Alfalfa died when he was like 35 and like in the 40s or 30s or something.
Wow.
Oh,
Like it wasn't even
That's pretty
released
amazing.
yet.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
take care of something.
Okay, see ya.
I'll see you guys later.
See you later,
See the
buddy.
projects on Facebook.
T-Dub Products. Yeah, we'll finish this off. But don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. He's got
no
wifely
worries.
duties to handle.
God.
He's got wifely duties. Let's not. Let me move you. Let me move you out of the way here. Let's get it over here.
Oh
Dude,
wow.
Little Rascals is so good. But yeah, child actors always have a terrible time, which sucks.
It does.
Because they bring such joy to other children.
Do.
But man, Little Rascals is
And
such a
people
great
take
movie.
advantage.
They
Yeah.
do. They do. I mean, have you ever seen Shirley Temple? Like, holy shit, dude, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I've seen like clips.
It's disgusting.
And like
just,
Judy
oh.
Garland. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Let's not focus on that part of it, please.
No, we don't need to right
let's just go back to like, you know how the kid in Little Rascals, his mom is Whoopi Goldberg? That's awesome.
Oh my god, that is awesome.
That part's pretty cool. That's a
That's
cool
pretty
reveal at the very end. 'Cause you're like, oh, it's Whoopi Goldberg. No way. What'd she do
Yeah,
at the
that's
race?
pretty awesome. It was cool that she was on there.
But
with
man,
Mom.
I mean, they had the race car race. Like what was that? That was like
Those were cool. It was
was
like a
that a-
soapbox.
yeah. So was that
something.
like that was like a town event, right? The race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. There's a town event.
That's so cool. Do people do that still? Is that still a thing?
I don't even know. I don't even know if
These
you
kids
can
have-
race on roads like that unless you block
I
it
don't-
off.
I don't want to build anything. I don't want to build a fake race car. I can just drive
Yeah,
Need for
I don't
Speed on
know.
my iPad. I got Need for Speed on my
Well,
iPad.
I'm pretty sure the kids also wouldn't build it anyway. Well, those kids did. They built it.
Like
their own,
clubhouses. Do kids still have clubhouses? Like that's awesome.
but
In
maybe,
the middle
I
of
don't
the
know.
clubhouse in the middle of the woods. I don't even think a
I feel
parent
like
would let that
kids-
happen now.
I
People
feel
wouldn't
like
let that happen.
parents now put kids in clubs, like they put them in activities and stuff.
Yeah.
Because now there's like so many more options to put kids in things, so they don't.
Especially like
Not that
virtually
they can't
too.
like, yeah. But
So they can't like go
I don't
out and like interact with the world and nature and get all those good like nature germs in their immune system so that they will live healthier, stronger lives in the future.
yeah.
Yeah, people don't allow
Man.
that anymore. People don't want that to happen. Let's move on to a movie that you hadn't seen, Trace also hadn't seen, but
Yeah.
he's gone, so it's all on you.
It doesn't even matter.
This movie, I love this movie so much. Okay, this is Richie Rich, 1994.
Too rich. Okay.
Dude, this movie is so good. Are you familiar with Richie Rich at all? It's a comic strip.
I
Like a
knew.
newspaper
Yeah, I've
comic
heard
strip.
of that. And when I think of that, I think of like Dennis the Menace for some reason. Aren't they like the same world?
It's sort of I think they are. They
but
might
not
be. I
really.
wouldn't be
Not
surprised
the
if they were
same
the same
world,
world.
but like
I could say same universe, but like Dennis the Menace lives like on the like down the street, like way like
Yeah.
not near anywhere near Richie Rich's mansion.
yeah.
Because
I
like
don't know
Richie
why I
Rich,
think like they're the same, but they're also both kids, so they're just
they're
like
both like
fucking
kids, and they
around.
both like they both fuck around basically. They're both fuck
Yeah,
around kids.
but no, I haven't seen either
Oh,
actually.
dude, Richie Rich. So Macaulay Culkin, right, as the
Mm,
leading role, because this is '94, right? Macaulay Culkin is killing it right now.
yeah, he
He
is.
is nailing it. I don't know if
Yeah,
I don't know if this is when he was even like when he was on like the ballet stage, like with the Nutcracker. Did you know he was in that as a kid?
no,
Dude, every Christmas I watch Macaulay Culkin in the Nutcracker when he was like
I
a
didn't
little
even
kid.
know.
It's awesome. It's great. He does
I
great. I
really
mean, it's
haven't seen like any of the stuff to be honest.
dude, Dub. I want you tonight, if you're gonna watch any of these movies, don't watch any of them because you said that. I want you to watch Party Monster.
I've seen that like 3 times.
Yes.
That one I have
Yes,
seen.
Dub.
That one I have
Yes.
seen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
then you can watch anything else in the world. I don't care anymore because
Okay,
you've
yeah,
seen
it
that. That's
doesn't
the
even
only one
matter.
I wanted you to watch. So good.
Yeah, that one I've seen like
Um,
3 times.
me too, dude. That's such a crazy fun movie. It's just
It is. I like
crazy.
Seth Green's character. He's the only one that keeps me through that
That's a
movie.
fun.
Even though
Yeah,
he's shit, but yeah.
that's a fun
Even though he's
character.
trash, but yeah,
He's
it's a
so
fun
good in that
character.
movie. Dude, okay,
Yes,
so
he's
Richie
fun.
Rich, basically, it is a kid. It's a child, and I think there's like a new Richie Rich TV show, by the way, on like Disney or something, or maybe it's already gone now,
Maybe.
but
Well,
not
when
that
there
Richie
one like
Rich.
I think there was one like a decade later that was a show or
I
something.
wouldn't be
Maybe,
surprised. This
maybe.
is the '90s version.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
Richie Rich is a little blonde boy who lives in
Mm,
like an impossibly rich mansion. Like I can't even imagine. You see that stray hair right there? It's driving me crazy. I can't even imagine like his parents would be like the top 1%. In the context of this
maybe.
movie,
I
it
mean,
is
called Richie Rich. Yeah, you probably are the
they
top,
have a
top.
Mount Rushmore mountain behind their mansion with their faces carved on it.
Oh
Like the
my god.
mom, the dad, and Richie. Like
They
their
had to get
face.
rid of that money or something. They had to spend it.
It's basically just he just like fucks around. He does at one point go and see like normal kids, like at a
Yeah.
school, like a public school.
Oh. Mhm.
He's got a butler with him the whole time. The butler is someone super famous. I can't remember who it is. Um, Let me pull up the cast real fast.
Why is the butler walking around with him?
He has a personal butler that does whatever he
Just
says.
okay,
Yeah, it's one of those. Oh, it's Jonathan
yeah.
Hyde. Jonathan Hyde is the butler, and I love
Wait, who's
Jonathan Hyde.
that?
He's
Who's
so good as
Jonathan?
the butler. Let me get a picture of him.
I
He's a
don't even know if that
great
sounds
actor.
familiar.
He's so good. He was in Jumanji, so he was also killing it in this decade.
Oh.
He was the hunter in Jumanji. He looks nothing like. I mean, the hunter I think is blonde and has a blonde mustache. He wasn't like that, but he was the actor who played the hunter in the original Jumanji. Let me just say that because I know there's like 3 new ones with Kevin Hart in them.
I
The
barely
one with
remember this face. Oh,
the one with wow, Robin Williams.
maybe.
But Jonathan Hyde, he's a great actor. He's fantastic.
Okay. He
But
looks
anyway,
familiar, but I can't
yeah,
place him, I
he just like
guess.
so he follows Richie Rich everywhere. They're like BFFs.
Okay.
It's good. It's cool. He's cool.
Huh.
And they go to like this public school. He drops on like a helicopter, and he
Of
meets these like
course.
other kids, and they're like, "What's up, dude? Who are you supposed to be?" Because they're like poor kids, right? So they do a lot of like, "What's your deal, homie?"
Yeah.
They do a lot of that. They
Right.
do a lot of like it's weird. It's weird. They have backwards
Mhm.
hats, and he's always like in like pinstripe suits, like gelled back hair,
Oh,
right? Because
yeah.
he's
Okay.
super rich, right? So he's like
Yeah, he's
very
got
nepo
like
baby.
posh. Yeah.
He's like nepo baby, but like his parents are cool. Like they're cool
Hmm.
1%ers. I don't know if that's a thing, but in this is a fiction
Probably.
movie. This is a fictional movie, right? So like
Yeah, yeah.
in this fictional world, they're like really cool 1%ers. Like they would be totally cool
Okay.
with paying taxes. They're so cool with it. I think maybe I don't know. You don't really get to see the parents. I mean, you see the parents a lot, but you don't really get to their inner lives. Anyway,
Interact. Okay.
but
Yeah,
like yeah,
yeah.
he like meets these kids and they're like, "You look like a dork. What's your deal? Why would we hang out with you?" And he's like, "Cause I have like a roller coaster at my house." And they're like, "What?" And they immediately are like, "I'm going in there," and they go with him to their house, to his house, his mansion, and
Mm.
they ride go karts through the halls. There's
Oh
like a
shit.
giant water slide, I
That
think.
does
They have
sound
a
fun.
giant trampoline. Oh, dude, he has an entire
That
McDonald's
sounds
in his house, bro.
okay.
And it's
I
like,
don't know about
and
that.
here's the thing, I'm pretty sure if I'm thinking correctly, it's a McDonald's with like 10 different like windows to order, and you're like, why do you have a giant McDonald's at your mansion?
They were really just trying
You
to
just
save
need
on money
you just
more
need
than anything.
one person to work
Yeah,
in
you
there
just need one.
to do everything. Like you can have
Yeah.
them you order with them, and then they go back and they make it and they bring it to you. You don't need that many employees at your
Yeah.
home McDonald's, but whatever.
Maybe they make other stuff on the McDonald's. Maybe it's not just McDonald's. Maybe they have.
I
Cause
don't.
there's
And
like a grill and everything back
look.
there.
Here's what I'm saying. The shot is a McDonald's. The shot shows a McDonald's. It's got the big arches. Like it's. I don't know what to tell you. They don't show it
Oh
again.
yeah.
But they
Alright.
get a bunch of McDonald's and they get a bunch of it. 'Cause these kids
That's
are crazy.
crazy.
One of his father's like trusted friends, advisors. I don't
Mhm.
remember his exact. I don't remember if he was a butler. Oh, was he a butler too? Oh, I'm trying to remember. Is Jonathan Hyde the villain? No,
He looks like a villain character, but
I can't
he might be a
remember.
butler.
I'm getting him his roles mixed up with that and what's that Lindsay Lohan movie?
Get a
When
clue
she's
or something?
no
Actually, I don't know.
when she was a little girl, twins, when she like had her double.
Parent Trap?
Parent Trap. He's in that movie, I think, because I think he's the butler in that movie too. And he, I don't remember now, but anyway, one of
Look.
the fathers, like close, one of the people like close to the family, like betrays them and tries to like steal all of from their vault, like steal everything from their vault.
Mhm.
And obviously, there's like rich people hijinks. Richie Rich is like using all these like gizmos and technology and things.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
not
Oh
like Home
yeah.
Alone. It's not like Home Alone though. I don't want it to make it sound like Home Alone at all. It's not at
It
all.
doesn't sound like Home Alone.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I just the hijinks and like it's Macaulay Culkin and all that stuff. But no, it's not like that.
Gotcha.
And dude, they like the guy who's I remember there's a part where the guy who's like carving the heads because that's like the big overarching like project happening throughout the movie
Yeah.
is they're getting their heads carved on this rock
That's
and
crazy.
the guy's like using a laser to do it and
What?
yeah,
Probably.
he's like really far away and he's like doing
Oh
that
my
like with a
god.
laser and at one
Feel
point
like I don't know.
I know the bad guy tries to like laser because like the family's like scaffolding across the faces of the mountain, right? Like one of
Yeah.
those scenes. And the bad guy's like using the laser and trying to like shoot them down with the laser. And I think at one point he
Yeah.
like cuts off the dad's like nose, the mountain nose, which is kind of fun.
Ugh.
Or they crawl up the nose. I can't remember. It's definitely like a weird. I don't know. It's just 90s movies were full of those
They
just like
were
those like just
hijinks
interesting
and
thing like the turns,
yeah, it was
the
like
twists. You're like, what is happening? The weird hijinks. There's
what's
always
going on?
pranking, like kids
Yeah,
pranking.
exactly.
Like I didn't prank that many people when I was a kid. Like maybe like a whoopee cushion, but like I didn't like make complicated mechanisms. Maybe I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not like a genius level person because I
I don't
didn't
think
like
so.
cause all these like crazy mousetrap like
Yeah, I
hijinks
don't
to
really.
occur. That would
Yeah, I don't really into
in
that.
real life, most of them would seriously harm someone.
Oh, he did play Butler.
I knew it. I love Jonathan
Yeah.
Hyde, dude. He's so good. He's very, he's very, he's a class act. That's what I'll say. He's a professional in a class
Sad.
act. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, Richie Rich, highly
Yeah.
recommend it. I think I recommend it. I don't think it's like bad. It might not be that good just because it's it's a kids movie first, and also it's from the '90s.
Yeah, all the movies are pretty
So I don't know. It
low
might be kind
rated,
of
but I mean
like,
I haven't rated. But I
yeah,
mean,
you might be watching like, oh, this is kind of lame, which is I
yeah.
don't know. For me, it's nostalgia. So that's why I like it.
Yeah.
And it's Macaulay Culkin. I love everything he's in. Jonathan Hyde, everything he's in. All the actors in that movie are really top notch. So I don't know what to tell you,
Yeah.
everybody. I think it's great. And I I'll be honest, Honey I Shrunk the Kids is also on this list because I added it when you said it, and I don't remember that movie. I know there's a few of those movies. Honey I Shrunk the Kids. I think
Yeah,
there's a
there's a
Honey I
few
Shrunk
of
the
them.
Kids again, and then
Hmm.
I Shrunk Honey I Shrunk Us or something like We're Shrunk now.
Yeah, I think so.
I've definitely not seen that one. I've seen the first one, I
Yeah, I think it
think.
was the first one, maybe the second one,
Because like,
but
there's a part when they're in the backyard, I'm sure, and there's like a mower, or they run into like an ant or something, like a big bug.
yeah, they
I'm
run into
sure,
something.
but
Yeah,
that could just be me just thinking of like cliche, like small things to do when you're
yeah,
small. Because I've seen Ant Man, so like maybe I'm just picking it from
and
there. But if you love Honey I Shrunk the Kids, let us know. You know, if we're offending you in any
for
way,
sure.
I'll take it. I'll take the heat. I'm fine. I know people love that movie. That's one of the
It was
'90s
a
like
good
classic.
movie.
Yeah, people love those movies. So like,
Yeah,
I could be in the wrong. I've just never. I've probably seen it once when I was really young, and I haven't seen it since. Sorry,
yeah, I haven't seen it that many times.
sorry. I don't know.
Maybe twice, but probably once.
I liked The Borrowers, but no one knew what that movie was when I brought it up weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't
So
know what that is. The
it's
Borrowers? I
fine.
don't know.
It's got Draco Malfoy as a young boy in it.
Oh, I haven't seen him in anything but
Uh,
that movie.
I've seen
That
that. I saw that movie when I was really young. It's
Harry
just
Potter.
about like little people, like legit, like they're like 6 inches tall. And
Oh.
they live in your house. Like they live like in the holes in your walls, and they go through your cupboard and they take like you think it's mice, but really it's people. And
That's scary.
they wear like little clothes from your buttons. They like you lost a button. Nope, this guy took it and he took the sock you lost a week ago and he used it to like make a vest out of.
Oh
Right?
my god.
They carry like needles, like sewing needles as canes and stuff. It's awesome.
What
There's
the
a scene
fuck?
there's a scene where they go into the refrigerator or the freezer because
Mm.
the daughter and the son, Draco Malfoy, sneaks in. I can't remember the girl is also I mean everyone in that movie is extremely famous. All the actors in that movie are extremely famous. Even then,
Oh.
still now, very big names, all of them. I
When
guarantee
did
it.
that come out?
I don't remember. It might be 80s. I would say 80s if I was to guess, but I wouldn't be surprised by like 91. 97. Wow.
Wow. Yeah,
Wow, wow, wow,
that's.
wow, wow. Okay, you ready? Oh my God, and John Goodman's in the movie. Because he's the one that tries
Oh.
to hunt them down. He's like an exterminator, right? So here you go.
Oh.
Ready?
Okay.
Jim Broadbent. If you don't know these names, don't worry. But if you're listening and you know these names, you know they're big names. Um, Flora Biggin, Jim Broadbent, Mark Williams, Raymond Pickard, Hugh Laurie,
Mm.
Tom Felton. Dude, this is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, some of those.
Peter Hewitt. Dude, it's so great. There's a scene where the son and the daughter go and they sneak off because they want ice cream, which is in the freezer. And they
Mm.
go in, they open the thing, and they're like inside the container, like just like swimming in ice cream,
Just
right?
going. Yeah.
Probably disgustingly sticky. Like
Oh
like
yeah.
yeah, it would not be good. The dad comes to
No.
get them because he's like, "What are you doing?" Right? And the real people show up. They're home, and so they hide inside the ice maker. Like they hide inside the tube, like where the ice falls down.
Oh yeah.
They're
Mhm.
hiding inside that, like just above where you'd see them.
Oh
And
shit.
while they're hiding there, the the guy who lives there like wants to get like a glass of water, so he like hits the ice thing with the cup, right? He does the thing, right? And then ice
Right.
starts
Yeah.
falling, so they have like their little cane thing. They like hold it up, and all the ice starts like crashing
Oh
down
no,
because the
building
ice is
up.
like the
Yeah.
same size as them. It's huge, and it's gonna
Yeah.
crush them. And so they're like holding all this ice, and they're like, "Oh God, oh no!" And there's like ice coming down, dude. It's
What the fuck?
crazy, dude. And the guy's just like,
This
"Huh,
movie.
this thing must be broken. No ice is coming out. What the heck?" It's dude,
Oh
it's
no.
wild, dude. It's so fun.
The what?
That movie is so cool. I love it. I think it's so fun. People should watch it. The Borrowers. Check it out. It's fun.
Bar.
Watch it with
Okay.
Amanda and Kayla.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'll do
you'd all
that.
get watch the whole list of movies. Just do a whole '90s movie night. Why not? Wow, '97.
Why
That's
not?
crazy.
That is crazy.
I like it. I think it's so fun. I like how they're wearing like little like pieces of other clothing or
Mm-hmm.
like all that. He has like armor, like a chest plate, but it's just a button. It's so awesome. I just think it's the amount of like detail is so cool. Okay, so Trace is gone, so we will just move right along without him. He already said T-Dub Projects on Facebook. Make sure to check it out. It's where you can get all the cool wood projects you can ask him for. You can order a shirt, a hoodie, all kinds of colors. I don't know if he has other shirts. He might have long sleeve shirts. I could be wrong, but you go to T-Dub Projects on Facebook. You'll see for yourself. So there you go, Dub. Where can people find you online if they can?
I don't even remember my social stuff, but if you can find me on there, then
I'll put it up
can.
here.
I honestly don't remember the.
I'll put it above your head. There it's right there above your head. If you can see, look up. It's right there.
Okay.
There
Oh,
it is. Yeah.
yeah.
It's right there. Yeah. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's @VanWindsor. You can find clips of the show there, and also when I pick up trash on weekdays, we will see that as well. If you want to know where I got my cool like trash picking up gear, DM me, bro. I'll hook you up. You gotta pay full price. I
Pretty
can't
cool
like hook you up with the free stuff or on sale, but like I'll point you in the right direction where to get it yourself. It's not very expensive.
Yeah.
It's not expensive stuff. But anyway, yeah, you'll see that
Sweet.
on @VanWindsor on Instagram. If you want to follow the show on Instagram, it's mbr.pod. We got clips, reels, posts, pics, stories. We don't have a threads because I don't know what that is. I think it's just for like messaging. I guess
It's like Twitter, sort of, basically. It's just a Twitter.
Okay, maybe we'll have threads at some point for like updates and stuff. I don't know yet. We haven't had a meeting about that yet on the show, so we'll let you know how that goes. But for right now, mbr.pod on Instagram. Let us know what you think of the show there. If you're watching on YouTube, what's up? Thanks for watching. If you're watching on Spotify, awesome. Make sure to answer the Spotify weekly question plus the poll. And then if you want bonus content of the show or our other shows that we do on the Mellow Brick Road Productions, it's on patreon.com/mellowbrickroad. We got a show that Mason and I do called Off the Path with Fan and Mason, where we just talk about a bunch of bullshit. And it's a little bit more uncensored and it's just a little bit crazier because we have ADD and we're always jumping from one thing to another. Trace and I do a monthly show called What You Reading, where we discuss the books we've been reading the past month. This comes out Wednesday, which is the 1st of May, so the April episode of What You're Reading should be out by now if I didn't get too lazy and forget. Looking at you, Van. So yeah, check that out on Patreon. We're hoping to get more stuff on Twitch with the Mellow Brick Road on Twitch. We've got D&D. We've got board games. We've got game shows. It's Path 97, people. Episode 100's coming up close, and we have a big goddamn surprise for you. So I hope you are ready for it. I hope you enjoy it because we love you and we do it for you. Anyway, I think that's everything. So I'm going to move on to the Missouri Celebrity of the Week. This week's Missouri celebrity that I've chosen is Ellie Kemper from The Office, obviously, from The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Love that show. From so many other comedy shows, movies, sketches. You know, I mean, she's been a comedy all-star for a long time now. She's fantastic. Her improv is on point, and she's great. And she's from Kansas City, which is cool. Love that. Most of the celebrities we've found from Missouri, Dub, are from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Almost all of them are from St. Louis. I like
Pretty
when they're
much,
not
yeah.
from St. Louis. I like when they're from small towns. And I don't know if when I looked online, it just said Kansas City, so I assume she just lives in the city. I don't know if that's the Kansas side or the Missouri side. I did not check, people. I'm sorry. Because
Pretty sure it's the Missouri side.
I think it's the Missouri side too. I'm very
so.
anal about that point. Because like I sometimes don't even want Kansas City to be part of Missouri because or either that or it can't be part of Kansas, right? It's like we gotta pick a side because this is ridiculous. But that's my own those are my own demons to deal with. So don't worry about that. But her quote that I've chosen this week is in Los Angeles, people dress with the deep and earnest hope that people will do nothing but stare at them. Mellow manifestations, everybody. See you next week. Come say bye.
Bye.
Wait.